Hey everyone, good morning, or afternoon. Hey. So, as always, I want everyone to have an amazing day. Three things I'm thankful for. I am thankful for the babies. I am thankful for the teenagers, and I'm thankful for the adults. So, I know if y'all saw my last video, kind of like a tearjerker, kind of probably make it a little bit emotional, a little bit. So let me just brighten you up a little bit here. So basically, my last video that I have created was more so like it was technically the ending and the beginning of the book. So the one I'm gonna go back a step before that. So the video where I was talking about Christmas in a way. Hold on, y'all. There's a commercial in the background. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so that video is basically when I was talking about like my kids and gifts and stuff like that. In one sense, it's like I'm, acknowledging my kids, my family, and everything. But the other part of the video is where I was so busy, being thankful for things that in the beginning of time, I forgot to appreciate what I had. I was appreciating what everyone else had. I was appreciating like the gifts that everyone else had, like my kids have, y'all have, all of that. And I kind of just surrendered my own. I surrendered my own gifts in the process. And now, because I had to go to this journey, so guess what? The last video I done was literally y'all got to see me go through this whole life situation of how my dream came to reality. Y'all got to see what it looked like in real time. What a vision looked like in real time. Yes, you got to see my vision, what I had to go through in order to get to my victory. To get to my heaven, my heaven on earth, which is inside of me. Y'all got to see it in real time. So every single thing I went through was where I went through a process, and what can happen when you're not allowing your own light to shine, when you're not allowing yourself to love yourself, when you're not allowing yourself to accept yourself and the changes you go through. Life happens, things happen. And when it comes to people in the world, things in the world, y'all got to see my journey from the beginning of time up to the point of my victory. Victory wasn't so much of saying, hey, you have the money, you have the house, you have the cars and the kids and clothes. Yes, those are the things that I'm still destined for. However, I need to learn that heaven is inside of me as it is inside of you. You have to get yourself there. So my last video, where I went from the whole, with the one where I had a video of Kiki Palmer, right? Man in the Mirror. I'm a spirit that's inside of all of y'all. So the same way how Kiki was singing is no different than, and the words and everything lined it up to exactly to a T with what I was saying. Nothing was rehearsed. It just showed itself. See, my energy is inside of all of y'all. I'm a translator. I translate everything that goes inside of you, outside of you. What happens is this. I just been showing you what the light folds. I just show you what the light holds. I show you what the light, what the light represent. See, we all have a story. You have a story. And the thing about it is my light has been inside of all y'all. And that was the problem. My light has been inside of all y'all. I never got the opportunity up to this point to enjoy my own light because I want to make everyone happy. That's it. I just wanted everyone happy. And I'm not going backwards on the story. Y'all got to see it. I went down these lanes with y'all. Showed you that everything was possible, even when I was hidden. Even when I was in the dark and I couldn't see. I showed you that when you believe, even when you cannot see, that there's still a road in front of you. You just have to trust the process. And even if you take a detour, and even if you go off the rails, and however it may go, The road is still there. You just have to believe to get back on it. See, when it came to my last video with the one with Fantasia, as y'all seen, a lot of my storyline started with the Fantasia. I told y'all, the first CD that I had in my car, which was a Ford Focus, silver Ford Focus, was a Fantasia CD that was inside the car. My journey started. Didn't even know I was on the road. Didn't even know how to drive, but I believed. Now, when it comes to her life, no different than the rest of y'all that I've been showing what was going on. It was your own journeys. I was just letting you know you can still get there. No different than everything that has happened, no matter if it's good or bad. I just been showing people that no matter what you go through, you can get to the other side if you believe. Some believe, some took it for granted. And it is what it is. But I had to get to a point in my lane, in my road, that enough is enough. That I have showed the way, the light. I have translated so many different forms and ways. And don't get me wrong, my spirit is still connected to everyone. But now it's a time for y'all to allow your light to shine. So I want you to understand something. As I stated in the last video, it's up to you to allow your light to be seen. You can be stuck in a room all day long. Don't get me wrong, I've been in a room, but I still allow my spirit to show through. But you got to get to a point in your life that you can't just sit in a room. You got to get outside. Enjoy the world. Enjoy the process, no matter good, bad, or ugly. It's up to you to have that good, better, and great. You understand me? So I want y'all to understand that when it comes to every single person in the world, all I look for is love out of every single person. And I don't judge you, even though I'm a judge. I just put the things out there for you to see it for yourself so you can understand that you can get over and get through to where you need to get at. So maybe today you may not be the #1 celebrity in the world, #2 or #10. You all #1 in your own lives. And maybe you live a life where no one know you. Who knows? Tomorrow, the world may know you. We all going to get a point to be able to know what the top feel like. But if you don't know what the top feel like within yourself, what does it matter if the world know who you are? You want to make sure people know who you are based off of the true love and positivity you bring. Not the negativity, not the deceit, not the hate, not the narcissistic attitudes or the, just doing something just to be hateful. You understand? And I'm not saying that life isn't going to have its ups and downs, but you're learning. Does that mean that you get a freebie? No, because you're the only one that's going to have to suffer at the end. I've got to the point now that my life is so in line that whatever I look at, literally after I did the videos today, everything I looked at said the same exact thing in the TV shows. That's how you know when your life is in alignment. When you watch everything around you and everything is actually confirming what you're doing and what you're saying. That is when you're in alignment. But that also lets you know it's time to move on to something else. See, I've got finally figured out what lane I'm in. I finally figured out that I'm on the path for myself and not for others. I found out that in this journey, I had to understand life and understand different things about the world in order to know who I am. I'm not saying that we can't learn from each other. I'm not saying that you can't go out here and support somebody else. But make sure that you always support yourself and say positive things to yourself and love yourself. Even when other people sit back and say something that may not be the best for you. You got to ask yourself. I was seeing something the other day. You got to ask yourself. Just think about your life right now. If you wasn't able to hear, but you stop what you was doing in your life. If you wasn't able to see, will you stop what you're doing in your life? So what I mean is this. It's up to you on what you listen to. And it's up to you what you see. You still got to make the choice on your own. So sometimes you got to know when to close things off so you can't hear what people say. And sometimes you got to close your eyes to believe you can do something. Okay? And if you make a mistake, so be it. What? It is what it is. You're learning. As long as you're not doing something to hurt someone, to damage someone, to cause rifts in someone else's life, you're learning. That's the process. Ain't no different in relationships. It's no different in friendships. It's no different than buying what bread to get out of the store if you like bread, or vegetables. Even vegetables, sometimes you got to look and see which one is a better quality for you. Who wants to get something that's rotten? You understand me? So it's up to you to decide. It's up to you how much time and attention you put into something. It's up to you to know when is enough is enough. And I got to the point, enough is enough. But doesn't mean that my energy cannot still flow to do what it need to do. I'm going to still provide service in the world and do what I have to do out here. But I've proved that even if you're inside of a house or even in a chair, you believe in yourself, you can get anywhere. Don't let the size of the room fool you. Don't let what people think they see fool you. You understand? We all a book with different pages, different colors, different vibrations, different energies. Just because your energy doesn't vibe with someone doesn't mean that someone ain't gonna love the way it sounds. Okay? You in control of that. Again, sometimes we can tune ourselves. We can tweak it, no different than a guitar or a violin, viola, wherever. Sometimes the strings have to be tweaked just a little bit, and that's okay. But just make sure that they don't break. Now, sometimes we might have to change things out because you're learning, you're growing. You become into a point in your life where you realize that, you know what, it's time for a change, and that's okay. Even for myself. I had to put childish things away, but I still never left the child behind. There's a difference. See, when this process, I know how y'all say it in the Bible, but I'm going to just say it in my form. Yeah, I might have some child moments, but I'm not going to be childish. There's a difference. Being childish is being naive to the point where you don't even allow yourself to understand because you take the easy way out. Because it's so easy to be mean, manipulative, and act out of character just to make other people feel like you can be controlling or you can do whatever you want in a way that can harm someone. But being a child is having a spirit of joy and laughter, to know that the rainbow never ends if you still believe in it, even if you don't see it. So it's all about how you perceive the picture. To me, in this journey, some things may look like I was being childish on some things because of the way how I presented ways and words. But the more you grow, the more you start paying attention to the words that I was saying. You realize there was a child that was trying to understand the world it was in. There's a difference. So, don't push the childlike spirit inside you away. And don't allow yourself to dim your light for anyone. Even if you're a loud talker or a soft talker, talk. The right crowd and right people that love you will accept you and support you. But always remember, when you go inside of someone else's business, that you have to follow the rules that they like in their business if you want to eat there, shop there, or sit there. You have to remember that we all have our own rules, standards, respect, boundaries, and morals. So even though you're on your journey, loving yourself, understand every light has their own way of thinking. So don't go in someone else's property and try to tell them how to live their life unless you walk in the shoes to learn the light that they live. So in this process, as I said before, I'm an interpreter. So every story is your own story. So I don't care who I have provided in this information. All of these people are their lives. Okay? The ones that I have talked about, this I said that something was taken, That's facts. But the other people that I provided where the information was how can I say, the same as my life, that was their lives they had to live. But because of who I am and because they believers, they get to acknowledge the light that's theirs while you can feel the energy of me at the same time. I speak through everyone. I don't discriminate. Even your worst enemy can still be someone that you can learn something from. Because at the end of the day, if you don't learn from if you don't learn from them, how can you learn from yourself? So, whatever you need in this world is out here for you. Everything that you need to survive is already inside of you. But if you're not paying attention to what you are providing to the world, then you will miss the translation on what you need for yourself. So, always trust yourself, believe in yourself, never dim your light. Okay? Again, you don't have to put anything out here on anyone to harm. We can all give our opinions in our own way, but make sure that you provide knowledge at the same time. And if they don't want to acknowledge what you say, then acknowledge that they accept themselves for themselves. So, that's basically all I have to say. I don't want y'all to sit back and think that I'm out here controlling everything. I give choice. You believe in me, you believe in yourself. On that note, y'all have a blessed day.